Welcome to the streets of Chicago. Qualifying just underway for the Fort Worth Screen Printing GT-3 Challenge. See our GT-3 cars taking on the streets of Chicago, heading around the park. Ready to touch some walls, says Matthew. Fuck Chicago, says Hayden. Good stuff. Ready for me to die fast, says Matthew over in YouTube. Matthew's everywhere. Matthew's Twitch, Matthew's YouTube. Let's try to get our track map up. I might try it again here while we're watching qualifying. Everybody's on their warm-up laps. Let's see if anybody's actually on their time lap yet. A couple guys. Cliff's on a time lap. Brad and Daniel all show as on time laps. They could have been so far down the pit lane though that they already rolled across the start finish line to get out on track. Because this is the first guy I saw out of the pit lane. The 88 Diego Iturbe. I think this is the first one on a timed lap here. Let's see if we can jump on board, get a cockpit right along with the 88. Turn 3, down into turn 4. Here it gets very narrow right here. Then another right-hander for turn 5. Then a long straightaway. Mostly straight straightaway. And into Noah Gregson's favorite corner, turn 6. I swear he crashed 4 times here the first race they had. We got a Kajim rooting for Cardi in the chat. What up, Regime? I got all kinds of Cardi fans hanging out. Darian, welcome in. We're watching the 88 Diego Iturbe roll through carousel. A sharp right-hander through the McDonald's tunnel. Turn 10. Up and over the hill. Hey John, welcome in, my friend. Another right-hander, turn 11, back to the start-finish line. And that is a lap around the Chicago street course. And the first lap time will be 124 for Iturbe. Jacob Peterson puts down a 125. So lap times start to roll in. Regan putting up a P2 there, 124.6. Lucas Huisma goes to third, 125.2. So not much between Diego Iturbe and Regan Cardi at the front of the field, and very hard to pass here. So I think it'd be really cool if Regan actually has to pass somebody and work for his win tonight. Been dominating here lately. "12 cars put a lap time in so far. Regan Cardi's second of those. On his second flying lap. Has plenty of gap to the car ahead. Working out of turn 8 and into turn 9. So little room there between the walls. Now you're right next to him to get all the speed you can. Regan's really putting a lap down right now. Back towards start finish. Do we have a new pole sitter? Diego's lap bumped up a little bit. Regan Cardi's lap got a little bit quicker, but not enough. Not enough to beat Diego. Diego and the 88 BMW so far quickest. McLaren is second. Mustang is third with Lucas Huisma. And Harry Grindel right behind in his McLaren, fourth quick. Jacob Peterson's McLaren fifth. Garrett Warren in the Acura is fifth. Andrew Jordan, another Acura, sixth. Brad Wilson, his McLaren is the eighth quickest. Blake Jackson, BMW, ninth. And Zach Mitchell, that is your top 10 right now. You got Ian Monchos, Isaac Bieldo, Matthew Koo, Nathan Lafayette, Jake Mediocre. Mackus jumps up from 16th to 12th. Number 12 BMW. Clio just ahead. Sitting currently 18th. Micah Doran, Spur Squad Mustang all the way up to 6th. Nice lap there. I think Davis Greenwell letting some traffic through in the white Mercedes. Four minutes to go. Ethan Evers has just jumped in. So we got 26 cars now. 25 cars now. Can't count. Math is hard. Nathan Lafayette in 00, currently 14th. Regan Carty jumps up to the pole with that lap. Number 7 car takes over Diego Iturbe by about a half second. Regan picked up that top spot. He's going to pull off. Happy with that run. Got the 64 exiting pit lane right as that BMW comes out. They probably want to back up and give a little space there. And it's Blake Jackson in the 69 BMW. Currently sits 6th as Garrett Warren's gone to P5. Lucas Hoyce on the Mustang. He got a lot closer to a Diego Iturbe's lap, but then Regan Carty had to go put a half second on him. Should force Regan to start in the back of the field. See how high he can climb. He's very fast. He is very fast, Kajim. Alright, let's sit on pit lane. Happy with his effort. Diego still trying to pick up a little bit of time. Coming out of the next to last corner. Up and over the bridge. Heading back to 11. Final right-hander onto the main straight. Tags the wall there. We'll see if that one actually counts or not. A 124.9, so slower anyway. Even if the lap did not count, it would not matter. Lucas across the line puts down a little bit slower lap, an 8.48. Here, Grindel to the pit lane. I was going to try to get our track map. I'm going to try to do that right now. Let's get the eye overlays going. If we get the track map up, that'd be great. Grab that, slide it over here. Hey, track map. Now all we got to do is get the Twitch chat out. And we'll be golden. There we go. We got a track map for tonight. Now let's move it somewhere useful. Move it somewhere useful. Bear with me. Slide it over a bit. That should be good. There you go. You get a track map next to your logos. That'll be helpful for the race tonight. Very helpful. Cardi on the pit lane. Diego's still out on track. See how Diego's trending here on this lap. Back onto the main straight. Can Diego pick up enough? 124.6. Still about 6/10 off. Diego get one more crack at it here on this lap. Goes around the Acura. Lucas on the pit lane. Thinks third's all he can get. Blake in 4th. Harry 5th. Brad Wilson up to 6th. Garrett Warren now 7th. Jacob Peterson 8th. Micah Dorn in 9th. Andrew Jordan 10th. See if Andrew can pick it up as they come across the line. 125.4. Should move him up a couple spots. This lap doesn't count. He may have tagged the wall. I'm guessing so. Lap did not go through. 64 Acura stays 10th. Micah Doran jumps up to P5 in the Mustang. Love the sound of that car around here. It's full song. Sounds so good. Makis jumps up to 11th. The Swede in the number 12. Marcus Hagman. Got into the Final Four in the playoffs last year. Got a lot stiffer competition this year. Oh! Davis Greenwell in the white Merc just smacked the hell out of the wall. He's not going to get a lap to count. And his night is going to be a long one coming from deep in the field. Currently sits 22nd. Montrose. It's like it'll be very close for Diego at the line. I don't know if he made it across or not before the next lap, but we shall see. That one was a 124.7. Does not improve. And that might be about it for Diego. Looks like Regan going to hang on to that lap. Lucas sits on the pit lane. Let's jump down to Jacob Peterson. McLaren tags the wall. That'll invalidate that lap. Blake Jackson across the line. A bit slower for Blake, so he'll stay fourth. Brad Wilson to the stripe. He has no spoiler, so he's been into the wall somewhere. Still finished the lap. Ran a 132. Oh my gosh, that car is going to have to go to a backup car. Brutal. Brutal for the 50 team. Let's see, Makis to the stripe. And no improvement. He'll stay 12th. Taylor, see if Taylor can pick up some time. Nope, not quicker for Taylor. Stays 21st. Looks like mediocre didn't improve in the strawberry milk car. He'll stay 19th. Lafayette across the line. 127 does not improve. I think Matthew is just parked back there. And the last one that would have a chance to improve as they hit the wall. Diego Iturbe, I believe, just invalidated the lap coming out of the final turn. A 124.5. Half second off of Regan anyway. And then a savage hit into the turn one wall. And that's qualifying. Regan Carty will be your pole sitter. And I have a DM. What is this DM about? Alright. Remind me later, TJ. We'll look at that. It's not something I do during a broadcast. Look at the beautiful fountain. Isn't it nice? Wait for the final few seconds of qualifying to tick off here. Regan Carty will be your pole sitter. See if we can track down Regan for a quick chat. Regan. There he is. The massive Screw Squad party. Regan, DG, you got a copy?
Yes, hello.
Hello. Well, you got it done. Looked like maybe Diego had something for you for a couple laps there. Then towards the end, you busted off a pretty good lap, about half second quicker. Now you're out front. You don't have to worry about track position. I was worried for you having to start second in a race. I don't think you've done that yet. But you get first here at the end of the qualified session. How do we feel about 30 minutes around Chicago?
Just... Honestly, the people behind me, because it's such a hard track to overtake on, I'm just going to hold my line the entire time and worry about the walls rather than the other people.
10-4, but I mean, you could have to catch up to other people. Then how do you navigate lap traffic?
Well, hopefully a flash of the lights will, you know, obviously you don't have to say, like, move out the way for blue flags in iRacing, but it's still gonna be difficult, nevertheless. I can't, it's such a wild track. I genuinely couldn't give a definitive answer.
All right, well, good luck around the street to Chicago.
Appreciate it, thank you.
Pole sitter Regan Carty giving us a quick chat there. Getting out on the grid as well. Handful of cars still left to push their rides out to the street. We'll wait for them to grid up. Stroll whiting. Let's go ahead and get our starting lineup going here. Presented by our friends at the Wanagoons. We have a pretty strong field for you tonight. 25 cars. Let's see if we can get one of these rear chases and start clicking through here. Let's go start on the opposite side. There we go. Regan Carty, your pole sitter in the red Screw Squad McLaren. Diego Iturbe in the BMW for Screw Squad starts in second. Lucas Weitzman of the black and gold Mustang for low drag starts third. Blake Jackson in the Screw Squad BMW 69 starts fourth. Michael Doran, the Screw Squad Mustang, rolls off in the fifth spot. Harry Grindell, the Kamikaze Motorsport McLaren, starts in sixth. Brad Wilson has his McLaren for Shenandoah Shine starting seventh. Garrett Warren has his America Acura starting in the eighth spot. Zach Mitchell, his Thomas the Tank Mustang, starts in ninth. Jacob Peterson, his Screw Squad, what's it called? McLaren, that thing, rolls off in 10th. Andrew Jordan in the Acura starts in 11th. Makis, the BMW for Screw Squad, in 12th. Ian Montrose, the McLaren for C2X, starts 13th. Nathan Lafayette, the Penguin McLaren, starts in 14th. You have Matthew Koo in the BMW, number 33 for Screw Squad, starting 15th. Isaac Bildo, the 26 Corvette for Screw Squad, starting in 16th. Cliff Mullins, the AC Racing Graphics Corvette, rolls off from the 17th spot. Cleo in the Screw Squad McLaren, number 55, starts in 18th. Jake Mediocre, the strawberry milk car, like I call it, Pink Cow, starts in 19th. Robert Fox has this yellow and green Acura starting in 20th. Taylor Dixon starting from the pit lane in a 31. Davis Greenwell on track. The white Mercedes starts 22nd. Jeremy Clapper Newell going to start from the pit lane in a number 99 Corvette. Ethan Evers has his number 8 Corvette for Fort Worth Screen Printing rolling off 24th. Daniel Wallen, low drag Corvette, starting 25th. 25 cars, 30 minutes around the streets of Chicago. estimated 22 laps. Thanks once again to the Wanagoons for providing our starting lineups for us all season long. Appreciate you so much. See our Porsche pace car heading into the very tight turn 4 and 5 section. If we get a track blocker, that's one of the likely spots it could happen. If we do get a track blocker, I'm going to have to throw in and throw a caution for these guys, by the way. Let's leave Regan's mic hot. You want to hear the breathing? You guys are great. Welcome in, everybody. Appreciate you over on the Twitch and the YouTubes. Hope everyone's having a delightful Friday night. One thing I can do real quick. Get this out the way. Much better. Field works up and over. Out of turn number 6, heading down into 7. I think it's a 12-turn road course now that I think about it. That's 7. That's 8. Carousel's still 9. I think I just missed a count going from the backstretch 2 turns. It's a 12-turn road course. Carousel 9. I forget this right-hander right here. That is 10. That little quick right-hander. So I was calling this one 10, but this is 11. My bad. And into the final corner, turn 12, back onto the main straight. The pace car will make a hard right turn into the pit lane and get out of our way. And we'll be racing around the streets of Chicago in no time. Waiting for it. And there it is. Green flag is out. Got a McLaren. Orange one jumping to the outside already. That's Brad Wilson. Field is getting all kinds of chaotic into turn 1. Oh, we got a spinner. BMW goes around. I believe that was Diego Iturbe. Looks like a McLaren. Acura lost the nose. Diego went around from the front of the field. Looks like the 64 Acura lost the nose. We got a sliding Mustang there. Couldn't tell which one that was. Too many first quad cars to tell them all apart. It was a Micah? Yeah, Micah Doran and the Mustang. Got all kinds of out of shape there. Taylor Dixon's picked up a black flag. I think Taylor sped on the pit lane. Diego Iturbe has a meatball. That car's about to come down and take a fast repair. And he's fallen all the way to 23rd. Diego came in here 2nd points. That is very ungood for Diego. Watch the field go up and over the hill. Down through turn 7 into turn 8 into the carousel through the park. Such a cool backdrop to see all the tall buildings and everything. Just one of the coolest races you could have. Oh my gosh, Blake Jackson just absolutely annihilated the left front into the wall. Do not see a meatball, so he got away with that. Don't know if it hurt the steering or suspension at all, but the car is not meatballed. Fortunately for him, that was a pretty hard hit coming out of the park section. Regan leads lap 1. We'll fix our lap counter here in just a sec. It is a timed race, not a lap counter. There we go. That's why I was so confused and saying weird things. 1 for every car that will wreck. There's 25 cars, so only 3 won't wreck, according to Hayden. Regan, Blake, Lucas, your top 3. Brad Wilson up to 4th. Great start for him in that papaya-colored McLaren. We have Harry Grindell in the top 5. Garrett Warren is 6th. Peterson 7th. Zach Mitchell runs 8th. Marcus Hagman in 9th spot. Ian Monchos a distant 10th. Almost a second behind Macus. And he's got Matthew Koo, Andrew Jordan, Michael Jordan. Jordan doing okay without that front end. Acura still putting on pressure here on the BMW. Andrew trying to take the inside there. Not going to be able to get there. Turn 6, a decent passing zone if you can get a good run out of 5. And set him up for breaking into turn 6. The other good opportunity to make a pass is on the front stretch coming out of the final corner into turn 1. Everywhere else is kind of tricky to get any moves made. Leader Regan Carty now has 2.2 seconds over Blake Jackson. Did not take long for Regan to get a big lead. Just a couple of minutes into this race. Snail running in 2nd. Lucas in the Mustang riding 3rd. Brad Wilson, Shenandoah Shine Machine sits 4th, and C2X has a McLaren riding in 5th. Garrett Warren for the Wanagoons rides in the 6th spot. And another Skir Squad McLaren in 7th. And Zach Mitchell, Thomas the Tank Engine Mustang in the 8th spot. For the memes, I am sure. And Macus sits in 9th. He's got a little front end damage on that BMW. Ian Montrose in 10th. Diego Iturbe has made it to the pit lane. He's taking the fast repair on his Mustang. Or going to take the fast repair on his BMW, I should say. Should see that clear, and there you go. Jeremy Clapper Newell started from the pits. He gets by. Taylor Dixon had to come down and serve a penalty, so he's been in and out. Back in 25th round for Taylor. Meanwhile, we watch our leader, Regan Carty, through the park. Long left-hand turn 9. See all those bumps? It's really easy to hit one just awkwardly, and right when you think you have it, the track will just tell you you don't and throw you into the wall. You notice he actually hit the wall twice through that section. Race leader, Regan Carty, not playing it safe with that 3.5 second lead. Has bounced off the wall twice this lap. And probably bold of me to assume twice, because he is cutting it close every time. Regan only knows one speed. That is go. Blake Jackson 4 seconds back in second. This is where the rest of the race is. Blake, Lucas, Brad Wilson, Harry Grindel, Garrett Orr, Jacob Peterson, Zach Mitchell, and then Macus and Montrose. All nose to tail, 2nd through 10th. Montrose bounces it off the fence coming out of turn number 2. See a passing opportunity back there in the background. Micah Doran going around Matthew Q. See if Andrew Jordan tries to follow through in the Acura, and he will. And pass complete. So 2 spots trade there. The Mustang and the Acura get past Matthew Q and the BMW. So Corvette, and McLaren behind them. Isaac Bildu, Cliff Mullins, Nathan Lafayette, and Davis Greenwell. Davis won last season on the mountain at Mount Panorama. Currently sits 17th in this one. Cleo rides 18th, number 55. And there's Jake in the cow car. Strawberry Milk Machine riding 19th. Daniel Llewellyn seems to have had an issue over here through the turn 4 and 5 section. Let's see if we can have a quick check what happened to his Corvette. Ooh, we got a little deep and tagged that tire wall pretty hard, but fortunately hit the tires and not the concrete. Car is not meatballed, so fortunate for him. Daniel continues on. Meanwhile, Diego Iturbe gets around the Corvette of Jeremy Clapper Newell. Remember, Iturbe got that meatball, had to come down, take the fast repair, get back out on track. And he bounces off the wall again. Robert Fox still out there in 23rd. Taylor Dixon 24th. Looks like Ethan Evers has broken his car and retired in 25th. So 1 car out of the race already. Working lap 5 of a projected 22. Regan on cruise control. 4.5 seconds over Blake Jackson. And that's where the party is. Blake Jackson has a Lucas Heusmer right behind him. Then Lucas has put a bit of a gap over Brad Wilson in 4th. Oh no, it looks like Matthew Q has picked up a meatball. Oh, and he's going to spin it right in front of Davis Greenwell. Backed it into the fence. Trying to limp it back home. Ends up having to take the tow. Let's see what happened to Matthew in the first place. Looks okay there. Oh, back end's going to come around. Ah, right into the turn 2 wall. Broke the left rear. Then Matthew limps it down into the next corner. We'll speed it up a little bit. Makes it around 3, but tries to go into 4. The back end just snaps around. And Matthew had to take the tow. Unfortunate for Matthew. Matthew was knocking on the door of getting into the playoff position coming into this race. That is not going to help at all for the 33 team. Blake Jackson, Lucas Heusma still nose to tail. One of the closest battles on track, along with Peterson and Hagman. Those 2 battled last week. Skir Squad teammates. Here they are doing it again this week. So you're going to ride along with the 12 car. Macus, also known as Marcus Hagman. There we go. Ride along with this BMW. So bumpy. You get a really good idea of how bumpy this track is when you're right on board. Go up and over the bridge. Down into turn 7, right-hander. A little bit of a short straight. And then another right-hand turn 8 into the long left-hand turn 9 through the carousel and park. Heard him brush the wall there. Short little turn 10. And hard right-hand turn 11. This is where the NASCAR had the track blocking wreck. Up the hill we go. And the final corner, turn 12. Back on the main straight. And just cool to see the Chicago skyline in the background. Racing down through the streets of Chicago. Left-hander, turn 1. And up into turn 2, where we've seen a lot of the problem tonight, which is strange. Normally it's turn 1, turn 6. Turn 2's caught quite a few cars out tonight. Alright, race leader is starting to see lap traffic ahead. It's about the only thing that could derail our leader right now. Other than obviously a self-inflicted mistake. View from our leader right now. Can't see it on this one. Just listen to the difference. Smooth on and off the throttle. Inches from the wall, no problem, no fear. Out of freaking Cardi. This is what we call an alien. Most of us can't do that. And that will be why he has a 6-second lead right now. Back onto the main stretch, and there's the lap traffic I talked about. 1, 2, 3 cars up ahead going into turn 1. Will soon be something for our leader to contend with. Out of turn number 2, heading towards 3. Check in on Lucas, Blake Jackson, Brad Wilson. Lucas has gotten by Blake Jackson. We missed that. See if we can time it real quick here. Oh, Blake made a mistake, got into the outside wall. And allowed Lucas to get to the inside and pick up the spot. And as we were watching that, Blake just gave up the spot to McLaren at the end of the straightaway. So in the course of 2 laps, Blake Jackson loses 2 spots. Harry Grindell ahead of Garrett Warren, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th, right there together. There's Mackus in 9th, Michael Doran 10th, Andrew Jordan 11th, Ian Montrose 12th. Check back in on our leader. We got some cars having issues now. Clapper Newell struggling in the Corvette. The other one is the 22nd place car, Daniel Llewellyn. Daniel's reversing through the park. See if we can see what happened to Daniel. Daniel does what Hayden did last year. Spins it going through turn number 8. And then he puts it in reverse to stay out of the way and backs up along the fence for a while. Let's see what happened to Clapper Newell then. If it'll let us see Clapper's car. Oh, he loops it coming out of turn 11. Then has plenty of room to turn it around. Nobody right on top of him just yet. And away goes Clapper Newell. Well, that's why we saw his car all slow. Daniel is still Danieling around. He's determined not to tow this thing, so he is limping it around. Amazing.
Just open time.
No, it's all good. I should have gone far right.
Letting the drivers come in and chat. There's Regan. He's made it through the lap traffic. Now Lucas, Brad Wilson going to have to work on it. Lucas has a little nose damage on that 97. He must have had an issue with the traffic. Traffic gets over to the right, going through the park for a moment, and then Brad Wilson gets held up. They moved for Lucas, but then held up Brad Wilson. That's awkward. Like we got another one around. Tweedy has spun his 31 coming through turn 8, and oh no, not Clapper Newell again. Where is he? There he is. Same corner. Like watching a replay. Just a little bit tighter against the wall this time. Clapper Newell is clearly not like turn 11. He gets his Corvette back to the pit lane. Clapper Newell does have a meatball, as does Taylor Dixon, so they're now both on the pit lane. Jacob Peterson dropping a couple spots here. And report Robert Fox may have crashed. A lot going on at once. Fox was that yellow Acura. Okay, he just pulled over, got out of the way. Courtesy move there. It's Regan Carty, Lucas Hoytsma, Brad Wilson, your top three. And Snail in fourth, Harry Grindell in fifth, Garrett Warren in sixth, Zach Mitchell seventh, Macus in eighth, Micah Doran in ninth, and Jacob Peterson, your top 10. It's kind of wild out there, as we kind of expected Chicago to be. 11th is the no nose 64 Acura, bouncing it off the wall and keeping on going. It's funny Matt saying he needs to talk to the Thomas the Tank Engine car about trains being his thing. So Monchos, Isaac Bildo, Cliff Mullins, Nathan Lafayette, Davis Greenwell, all those cars out on track. Diego Turbe's been to the pit lane, come back out, and up to 17th again. Cleo in 18th. Jake Strawberry Milk Car in 19th, and Robert Fox heading to the pit lane. That car needs some assistance. Daniel O'Wallen riding 22nd. He's gotten that car repaired and back out there. Actually, he's not been to the pit lane, surprisingly enough, according to our numbers. Taylor Dixon has picked up a black flag. Cliff Mullins goes by. Closest battle on track right now is the 54 and 45. The last two cars in that train there. The leader is catching another lapped car. Gets around Daniel cleanly. Jump back into this battle. Oh no, Harry's lost his nose somewhere along the way. We did not see Harry lose the whole nose, but he has. We'll roll through, see if I can pick up where that may have happened. Oh no, don't tell me it was Clapper. I didn't even see Clapper in this shot, but it says Clapper also got a 4X. Let's fast forward it. Let me watch the whole lap, right? Alright, this is where we keep. Yep, okay, it was Clapper. They answered that. Oh, Harry tried to squeeze between Clapper and the wall, and Clapper, I don't think, was ready for that. And Harry Grindell just got clapped. Still in top 5, though. That's damn impressive with that car looking like that. Riding behind Blake Jackson in the BMW, ahead of the Thomas the Tank Engine Mustang. This is 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. All grouped up here for us. Watch this battle unfold. A little bit further back, I believe that's Michael Dorn in the Mustang for Sure Squad. And Macus, Jacob Peterson, and Andrew Jordan, 9th, 10th, and 11th are all together as well. But Grindell has Thomas the Tank Engine squarely up his keister. Better cooling brakes for the McLaren, says Dalton Hayes. I suppose that's one way to look at it. One way to get those brakes cooled on that McLaren. We saw Dale Jr. do that. I believe it was at Martinsville where he did that. Daniel Llewellyn pulls over and lets everybody through. Nice move by Daniel. Oh, Thomas Tank Engine just slapped the wall there. Garrett Warren did not get off of turn 12 particularly good. He kind of drops off of this 3-car group now. Checking on Regan. Just out there chilling. Lucas about 10 seconds back. Bradley Wilson a second behind him. And Blake about 5 seconds back. And this is the group we've been watching. Blake Jackson, Harry Grindell, Zach Mitchell, and Garrett Warren. Go a little bit further back through the field. There's Micah Dorn in 8th. He's actually catching that group. You better get his top 3 finish. Macus and Jacob Peterson both hit the turn 4 wall there.
Yeah,
Andrew Jordan behind them, then Montrose. There's Isaac Bildo, Cliff Mullins 14th, Lafayette 15th, Davis Greenwell 16th. Diego Iturbe rebounded after that meatball flag to 17th. He's catching Davis Greenwell. Cleo out there in 18th. Jake Mediocre coming over the hill there in 19th. What's up, Dave? Got off late and couldn't make the race. Oh no. Taylor's picked up another black flag. I don't know what Taylor did. There's a black flag showing for the 31 car. Slowallen allowing Montrose through. Robert Fox still out there in the Acura, number 22. Looks like Clapper Mule may have retired his car. So that's 2 retirees, both Corvettes, Ethan Evers and Jeremy Clapper Newell, out of the race, 24th and 25th.
Go ahead around me, Micah.
Regan cruising. There's Micah moving up around
Thank you.
Garrett Warren in the Acura.
Yes, sir.
Garrett realized he was being caught in a hurry. It's right on board with the Mustang here. On board with Zach Mitchell, riding in 6th, Thomas the Tank Engine Machine. He's been putting all kinds of pressure on Harry Grindell, and Harry's putting the pressure on the 69 of Blake Jackson. So we'll see if anybody can make some moves here. I believe they went by somebody right there. And Brad Wilson spun out.
Yeah, no problem.
Saw it on the onboard. A car off to the side there going out of 6. So it was Brad Wilson. How did the 50 go around? Just into turn 6 too much for the back end to handle, apparently. See, coming down into turn 6. And back end starts to go around almost immediately. So I don't know if it was a brake bias issue or what for that number 50 McLaren, but he spins it out and loses a couple spots. I don't think it was done. He dropped all the way to 10th. Right there now with Andrew Jordan. Reports that Isaac may have crashed. The 26 machine. Oh yeah, going through the park. Really good job by whoever was behind him. Not to obliterate him. Looks like 20th place BMW Matthew Koo. Let's go for a cockpit ride and see what Matthew can see. Coming out of 7 into 8, you seem fine. Then all of a sudden, there's just a car right in front of you. Matthew did a really good job not running over that car. Even though heading to the pit lane anyway is Matthew Koo. So now it's Regan Carty, Lucas Hoytsma, and Blake Jackson, your top 3. Blake trying to hold off Harry Grindell with the very well-cooled brakes of that McLaren. Right behind him, the red and white Kamikaze number 70. And Zach Mitchell, top 5. Thomas the Tank Engine Mustang, then Micah Doran right there knocking on the door, trying to get into the top 5 with 8 minutes to go. Garrett Ward, Andrew Jordan, and Macus. Macus has a little bit of nose damage, battling the 64. You don't get a lot of side-by-side around here, but it's pretty cool to see when it does happen. Bradley Wilson right behind him as well. That is 4th position, all 3 of those cars. Out of turn number 9. Through 10 and into 11. Man, Brad Wilson's putting the pressure on, and Macus is handling it. Into turn number 12. See if Wilson can get a good drive off the corner, but he bounces it into the wall. That is going to hurt his chances of setting up a move into 1. Let's check back in over here. Blake Jackson, 3rd. Harry Grindell, 4th. Mitchell, 5th. Doran, 6th. And Warren, we have 3rd through 7th. Grouped up here. Right now, Blake Jackson holding on to that final podium spot with 7 minutes to go. Regan is catching 18th. Cleo has been on the lead lap most of these races, but it looks like she's about to fall to the leader on this occasion. Snail didn't even touch the wall, but it still threw up dust. That's how close he got. Through the right-hander 8, long left-hander 9. Back down to 10. The Macus section, as he would call it. And then up over the bridge to the final corner. Like we're still on pace for 22 laps, so that hasn't changed much this race. Sometimes it jumps around a couple laps based on lap time, but Regan putting down a pace that should set us to 22 laps, and we're on lap 17. About 5 laps to go, approximately. Lapping at about a 120, 124, I think, for Regan most of these laps. There's Regan catching the boss lady. Cleo, the next one up for Regan. We'll see if Regan actually just sits behind her or goes for the pass, because he has such a big lead. He doesn't need to pass. Oh, Brad Wilson's picked up a meatball. 50 car. Oh, he broke the right rear. Up over the bridge. Loses the back end again. Second time we've seen that McLaren do it. Backs it hard into the wall. Breaks both rear suspensions. That car is evil when you have both of the rear tires are foobarred on that one. Just watched him limp that thing around. Unfortunate for Brad. Picks up the meatball onto the pit lane. Had a really good race going. Managed the race leader. Currently still sitting in the lead by 11 seconds, almost 12. Regan just absolutely lightning fast with 5 minutes to go. Lucas 11 seconds back, and he's got 10 seconds ahead of Blake Jackson, so he's kind of on an island right now. He's got a couple of lap cars ahead between him and himself and the leader, but no pressure from behind. There is Blake Jackson, Harry Grindell, Zach Mitchell, Garrett Warren. That quintet of cars all grouped up nose to tail. Through turn 2, heading into the sweeping turn 3. I'm very impressed with Harry. I know the brakes probably cool a lot better like that, but I'm still impressed. Not easy to drive a car like that. Garrett Warren at the back of the group. There's Harry. No nose on that McLaren, so there's no front downforce. Checking on the other group we have going. There's Cliff Mullins, Diego Turbe, 00 Nathan Lafayette. Diego bounced it off the wall. You just got past. Uh-oh. Nope, not that one. What am I seeing? What happened to Daniel in the park again? Oh, the 26 goes around. Daniel sees it and tries to avoid it. Smacks the wall. So Isaac Bildo and Daniel Llewellyn. And I think Daniel broke the left rear on that car. That gives Daniel a meatball. Brad Wilson's meatballed and in the pit lane. Final few minutes, we're seeing some cars fall out. Matthew Q is retired, the 33. Taylor Dixon, last one running, sitting in the 22nd spot. Could pass Daniel Llewellyn if he's able to make a couple more laps. As Daniel sits on the pit lane. Robert Fox in the 91, 20th. There's Isaac 19th, Brad Wilson 18th, Mediocre in 17th, Cleo Wood in 16th. Staying out of Lucas's way. Should give Lucas the run into the corner. Lucas goes wide just in case. Diego Turbe trying to get around Cliff Mullins now. Diego's been slowly working his way through this group. Cliff trying to hang on to it for all he can. 3 minutes to go. Diego's going to pop out. Not a very good passing spot into 4. It's very tight through here. Oh my gosh, they go 2x2 through there. Cliff's having a little bit of a blinking issue with his internet. Holy crap, that's good racing. I can't believe they pulled that off without dying. Turn 4, very narrow. This gives the inside lane to Cliff going into turn 6. Diego gets nice and wide. Now Diego's going to get clear. Nice move. Diego around the outside through turn 6. That's impressive. Uh-oh. Jacob Peterson spun it out right there in front of Lafayette. That is a tough spot to be. People are be coming around that blind corner. Ugh. One more car to go. Oh, yep, looking at the relative, fortunately knows better. Leader's coming, so hopefully we get this fixed in a real hurry. Here comes the leader. Peterson just holds it in the corner. Nice move. Now I'm going to back it out. That's the 15th place car, excuse me. Losing a whole bunch of time. Well, and Andrew Jordan just had a 4X. Let's see what that's about.
Sorry. You're good, I saw you.
Daniel was just slow through the corner, and the other car, the Acura, wasn't ready for it. 64 gets in there with the head of steam and gives him a tag right there. Boom. Little nudge. No harm, no foul. That car already didn't have a front bumper, the Acura, so probably took out the radiator, but it's iRacing. We don't do such things. Blake Jackson putting a little bit of a gap on Harry Grindell. Harry trying to hold off Michael Doran in the Mustang. Harry bounces that left rear off the wall, as does Zach Mitchell. Final minute of this race from Chicago. We're getting into the end of this one. We've got the Legacy Silverados coming up for you next at Talladega. Should be a good time there. As soon as we're done in Chicago. Heck of a battle going on here. See, Mustang gets to the inside of the McLaren there. Oh! Thomas the Tank Engine kind of bodied Harry into the wall. Harry's probably not going to be happy about that. Yeah, he's not. They're going to wreck down the main straightaway here between 5 and 6. Harry Grindell has definitely got a meatball. That car is junked, and it is thanks to that Mustang. And we'll see if Harry decides to break it all for this corner. I really thought he was going to just plow it in there and slap Thomas the Tank Engine around after that. Cooler heads have prevailed for the McLaren, but unfortunately his race is toast. That car completely junked. White flag in the air. Regan Carty on that final trip around. As we said, made it to that 22nd lap, so all the projections were spot on. Check in on second place, Lucas. There he is. He's got 13 seconds ahead and 13 seconds behind. Just lonely for Lucas out there right now. Blake Jackson, he wishes he was lonely. He's got Micah Doran breathing down his neck, working through lap traffic. Gets past Cleo the boss. Now has to battle the Mustang Micah Doran for one more lap to hang on to this final podium spot. The 95 Micah Doran all over the back of that BMW. Down through turn 4. Back into 5 and up the straightaway. Gets nailed, hang that thing out. Just barely tag the wall. Their position up for grabs right now is 8th and 9th. Marcus Hagman and Ian Montrose battling hard for it. Let's check in on our leader real quick. Regan brings it off of that final corner, flashing the lights, weaving side to side across the line for the win. And then we got to wait a while for Lucas to come over the hill. And he'll get out of the main straight in the Mustang. Back to the start-finish line, and Lucas will pick up second. And at the moment, Blake Jackson out of 11, up and over the bridge into 12, holding off Micah Doran for the final spot on the podium. And it looks like it will indeed be Blake Jackson for the final spot. Micah Doran brings it home 4th. Garrett Warren, top 5.
Good race, ladies and gentlemen.
Zach Mitchell going to pick up the 6th spot. Andrew Jordan 7th. Macus looks like he's going to hold off Ian Montrose out of the final corner. Macus will bring it home in 8th. Ian Montrose 9th. And Diego Iturbe had to come to the pit lane for a meatball car 2 laps into the race. Going to bring it all the way back to 10th. The top 10 out of that effort is pretty great. Cliff Mullins going to come around for 11th and hold off teammate Nathan Lafayette. So some inter-team battle there. And that should be all of our lead lap finishers. Mediocre will come across. And Robert Fox. And that'll be everybody that finishes the race on track. Unfortunate for Harry Grindell.
It was kind of hard with the steering wheel turning 45 degrees to the left in the middle of the straight.
All right. That is Regan Carty getting the win. Let's see if we can get a better view. All these angles are so far away. Even farther away. See me some. Show me some. Didn't want to. Oh, that's even worse. Perfect. I just want to go view the car. All right, we'll do this. There we go. When in doubt, rear chase it out. Now they're racing. Regan, DG, got a copy?
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello. Well, it looks relatively calm out there. Had a few lap car, I wouldn't call them scares, but moments we'll call them. It was interesting at times. But you got it done, able to take your time and pick up almost a 15-second win there. How was it?
It was pretty good. I mean, at the start though, I don't know whether it was on me or what happened, but I just really hope if that Diego can have a good race next race, because we were just talking about like we're pretty close on this track, and you know, it was pretty decent. But sorry to him if it is on me. But apart from that, very good race for myself. And as you say, lap traffic is just a bit of a scare at some points.
10-4. Looked like it was relatively easy otherwise. Congrats on the win. You got the friends, family, sponsor shoutouts for your victory.
Shout out to Balka, current team again I'm with. Very big shout out to them, and shout out to Skir Squad once again for allowing me to join their team in this race. You know, being one of the multiple thousands of ants in this team that are in this league.
All right, well, congrats on the victory here, and get on out of here and enjoy it. We'll see you back next week.
Thank you. See you next week.
There's your race winner, Regan Cardi. Let's see if we can track down Mr. Lucas. There he is. Lucas, DG, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, it was an interesting night, and then it got really boring for you. Like, everyone disappeared front and behind, and you had, by the end of it, 14 seconds each direction. What was it like out there?
Yeah, lap one, turn one. I got into Diego a little bit. I think it was Diego, and I did not want that to happen. And then off the corner, I think he got the gas a little bit too much, and the car went around. So that was already some of my competition gone. And then, yeah, Jackson got the wall in front of me. Then Bradley Wilson got the wall behind me, I think. I don't even know what happened to him. All of a sudden, I looked back and he was gone. So that was, I mean, the pressure was off, but then I'm like, okay, well, I'm just going to kind of sit here then until the checkered.
It does seem like you're kind of on an island. I mean, you really didn't have much lap traffic to deal with. It's just kind of cruising out there for you.
Yeah, it was, once I didn't have the pressure from behind, it got a lot easier to not hit the wall or something. And yeah, that track, that was actually a lot of fun. I enjoyed that. And I'm actually really glad there was no rain, because I think that track's a lot better when it's dry.
Yeah, no, it would have been horrible with rain. All right, man. Congrats on that P2. Go ahead and hit me with your friends, family, and sponsor shoutouts.
Absolutely. As always, Quinn at 712 Breaks, you for broadcasting and putting this on, and everybody for racing tonight.
All right, bud. Get on out of here, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you, sir. See you.
That is Lucas in the 97. Go track down the 69 Blake Jackson. Churr! He didn't churr with me. I feel dumb now. Blake!
Hello.
Hi. How's it going?
Pretty good. Yourself?
I tried to churr, and you didn't churr back. I was sad.
It's alright.
Fucking rude. Well, it was an interesting race out there tonight. A little bit of everything going on. You seem to be in the middle of a battle pretty much the entire thing. How was it?
Stressful to say the least.
Definitely.
It was a bit of an unexpected result. I got this track probably yesterday morning, so less than 24 hours practice on it. So to get P3 is kind of surprising to me.
There you go. Maybe the trick is to just don't overthink it.
Yeah, no practice.
Well, congrats on the strong run. Hit me with the friends, family, and sponsor shoutouts for your podium finish here tonight.
I'd like to thank my friends and family. I'm pretty sure my mother's watching right now, so hello and thank you.
Hi, Mom.
Big thanks to Skir Squad, especially Killer Cleo.
Who's that?
You're gonna have to look her up on Twitch, I think, at Killer Cleo.
Okay, we'll check her out.
And also a big thanks to all my Broken Heart people, especially Isaac, a bunch of legends. Much appreciated.
So Isaac's the one in the 26 running my number.
He is.
Yeah, there we go. Cool. Good to have somebody in
And,
26.
oh yeah, one last thing. Thank you to you for setting it up.
Oh, yeah. Forget that guy.
I'll
He
forget
sucks. We'll appreciate you out here running tonight. Congrats on the podium finish after buying the track yesterday. I'm quite impressed. And yeah, hopefully we'll see you back here next week.
Thank you very much.
That is the 69 of Blake Jackson bringing it home in P3 tonight. Cleo, you know we're just messing with you. Benchwarmers, thank you for the follow. Hello, everybody. Welcome on in. Thanks for the subs. Thanks for the follows. Thanks for all the goodies. Fuck Chicago we get from Hayden. Yeah, that's pretty common thought for a lot of people, I feel like. Laban, welcome on in. Thank you so much. Cleo with the hearts. Appreciate you. Hope you guys enjoyed tonight's race. Let's go ahead and run through our final results once we get our race winner back up here. And We'll get this out and this over here and move that out of the way, and then we'll have to bring this back to do that. So many things to do on the broadcast protections, but we'll get there. We will get there. There we go. Regan Carty with the win tonight. Lucas Oitzma, then Blake Jackson on the podium. Michael Dorn and Garen Warren picking up top fives. Then you have Zach Mitchell, Andrew Jordan, Marcus Hagman, Ian Montrose, and Diego Iturbe. Diego had to scramble for that recovery to the top 10, so really a nice run by Diego to get back up into that top 10 points position. Page 2, we got Cliff Mullins, Nathan Lafayette, Jacob Peterson, Davis Greenwell, Cleo Wood, Bradley Wilson, Jake Mediocre, Harry Grindell, Robert Fox, and Daniel Llewellyn. Final page, Isaac Bildo, Taylor Dixon, Matthew, Jeremy Clapper Newell, and Ethan Evers. 25 cars were brave enough to attempt Chicago this season after only 7 last season. So it was pretty cool to see a nice turnout here at Chicago. Puts on such an interesting race that I really love watching it. And hopefully you guys are ready for more of next season, because I'm not going to let y'all get rid of it. Thank you so much for watching here tonight. Let's go ahead and get our bills paid so we get on over to Talladega in the trucks. We got Wild Horse Broadcasting do our ARCA series on Mondays. Wanagoons does our Tuesday Dirt series with the Dirt Pro late models. Then a little bit later on Tuesdays, we have the ARC Music at Xfinity series. And on Wednesday, 712 Breaks puts on our Cup series with Lucas Heusman and the CTC crew. And then Thursday, 712 and Low Drag help put on our truck series every Thursday night. And Fort Worth Screen Printing put on this GT3 series you just watched here tonight. So if you like that, check them out at fwscreen.com. Do a bunch of custom merchandising. And then we have Golden Eagle doing our Super Speedway series here coming up next. And Ethan Evers podcast, the Evers Fever podcast, puts on our sidecar work on Sundays with the Xfinity series of races. And all year long over there, we got diecast giveaways. Don't even have to buy anything. Just make sure to check out our Discord so you can get on those Big C's diecast giveaways. And the CTC Race Network does our broadcasting on Wednesday. So thank you all so very much for being here. Congrats once again to Regan Carty for the victory here at Chicago. Everybody have a fantastic, wonderful, and delightful night. And we'll see you in Talladega here shortly. That wraps up the YouTube. We can get the music back on for a little bit, like 3 minutes, and listen to one song.